Trill, I don't come up with my entry points. My strategy does. My strategy shows me how to attack it this time because it's a proven strategy over something that's been watched over and over and over again. So I don't try to make myself the guru. I let the strategy do the work for me. So if I'm doing one of my strategies, the London breakout, the LBZ, what I call it, you'll hear a lot of people refer to it as the LBZ. When I do that strategy, or the trapping at the trend line strategy that I have, it's specific rules that you follow in the strategy to give you a higher percentage of completion. Not to mention that the strategy LBZ, London breakout, is pair specific. That means it was formulated specifically for that pair. Because there are strategies like M's and W's, Fibonacci retracement, all types of stuff that are general. They're forex general strategies. But then you have pair specific strategies that are built specifically for this pair. Okay? So what you are to do is to go strategy hunting. Now, how do you find strategy? Strategy hunting is not that hard, all right? So basically, you just get on YouTube. The same thing you watching this video probably on. Get on YouTube, type in your pair. Let's say it's GBP USD and put the word strategy behind it. 1 million of them will come up, promise you. What you have to do is now find the strategy that is number one, high percentage, and number two, works for your schedule. Because even in the same session, you might have a different schedule. For example, I'm able to wake up and do the LBZ because the strategy requires me to be up right at the London breakout time, which is 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But there might be somebody who is a London session trader. You might be a London session trader, but you can't get to the charts at 3 o'clock. You can get to it at 5 o'clock though. So you need to find a strategy that works after 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time that you can put into action every day or every other day or how much you're going to do your trading. And it cuts out opportunities for you to be impulsive. Most losses in Forex are impulsive, all right? They're because somebody thought they saw something. A big buy candle, a big red candle, or a big sell candle, I'm sorry. They just thought they saw something. So that in turn put them in a bad entry point, pullback area, and eventually gave them a loss, okay? So rule number 3, find 2, 3 at most. You can do 1 for each pair, that's what I recommend. 1 for your one for the other, and then 1 for gold. Now you got 3 strategies that you can get on the charts every day and react them strategies over and over and over again. And if they're strong strategies and if they're proven strategies, they will net you a good amount of pips daily where you will see the account growth that you want to see. And it didn't take you trading 1 million pairs. You cut out all the confusion, you removed all the clutter. Trading is already hard, don't make it harder, okay? So what we're doing is taking a hard task, compartmentalizing, and then attacking, okay? So again, let's run through this again so we make sure that you understand this. You've picked your session. You've picked your 2 pairs to go with gold. That's an automatic for me. Again, the movement is just unreal. Then you pick your 2 to 3 strategies at most, 2 to 3 at most. Again, it's about removing the clutter. It's not trying to add a bunch of stuff on top. It's about getting good at the like Bruce said, at the kick. So you got a kick for your 1 pair, you got a kick for your other pair, and you got a kick for gold. And you're to just focus on getting good at those specific kicks, all right? And you'll learn how to tweak. You'll learn how, if it's at a support and resistance zone, how to move it to the other side. What is a good distance of pips away? What is too far distance of pips away? How does this pair react to news? How does this pair react to support and resistance zones? How does this pair do with pullbacks? You start to learn all these different things by focusing in on 1 pair, all right? Things that you will not be able to learn. Let's just say, for example, on Monday, you're on NZD UST. Tuesday, you're on GBP JPY. Wednesday, you're on Euro odd. Thursday, you're on another Friday. If you take that on a monthly basis, If you would have picked those pairs, you probably would have only looked at them 4 times out of a 20-something day trading month. How do you ever how do you ever expect to get a hold of a pair if you're only looking at it for maybe 30 minutes, 4 days out of a 20-something day trading month? So what we have now done here is taking you from possibly 4 out of 20 to 20 out of 22. 20 out of 22, I think it is. However many trading days. 20 out of 20, I'm sorry. True. It's 5 days in a trading week. But there's 7 if you're doing crypto, whatever. But you have now taken the focus on a pair. Don't you think you would be much better at knowing how a pair works and how to attack a pair and how to move when it moves if you've taken your sight on it from 4 days out of a month to 20 days out of a month? From 4 out of 20 to 20 out of 20? You're going to have a much better result of knowing how this pair works, how it reacts, and how to take advantage of it to make your money. All right? So again, you should be now seeing the vision. You should now be seeing a shaped understanding of what we are doing with trading psychology. We are doing what? Removing the clutter, okay? Again, trading is already hard. Don't make it harder, all right? Now, again, let me say this. This is the Trill way. This isn't going to be everybody's way. This is the Trill way that has garnered me success. Never said I was a guru. I'm someone who has figured out how to make money on these charts. And I want to help you do the same with trading psychology. Because again, to me, before you can even get on a chart with a strategy and all the stuff you think you know, you have to have the right mindset. Okay? So, run through one more time. We picked the session. We picked our pairs. We found those 2 strategies, 3 strategies, and we're going to stick to those strategies for how long? What? The next 6 months. Again, the best way to perfect a strategy is to stick to the psychology for the next 6 months. So we're doing this for the next 6 months, okay? So what's the last piece to this puzzle? The last piece to the trading psychology puzzle. It is maintaining your discipline. Maintaining your discipline. So first, let me say this. All good, all great, all love to the people who can get on the charts and catch 100 pips a day, 150, 200 pips. It's more power to them. But what I want you to know right now is that is not needed to be successful in Forex. Most people do not know that you can be successful in Forex with trading psychology and a pip plan. A pip plan that goes based off just 20 pips a day and a constant account growth, continual account growth. 20 pips per day. We have account plans with our company, 365 Trading Group. We have pip plans that start at $100 and trade people up to around 12 grand over 30 to 60 trading days, depending on if you're going off 10 pips a day or 20 pips a day. That's it. So you put all this together. Now let me say this. There are maybe better traders who have a different pip plan or larger daily goals. You might have 30 pips a day, 40 pips a day, whatever. As long as your strategies can garner that, whatever your plan is, just follow your plan. Don't try to do too much. If your plan is at 20 pips a day, then you need to use your trading psychology to help you get your 20 pips a day. So break it down. Break it down. Find 2 strategies and use 1 strategy each to help you get 10 pips on each strategy, then you're done. Or use one of the 3 strategies to help you get your 20 pips, 30 pips, whatever it is, and be done. And come back the next day and do the same thing over and over. Why? Because it's a high percentage shot, a high percentage kick. You've been practicing this kick for months and months and months and figuring out exactly how it works. Okay? So again, last rule, discipline. Follow your pip plan. Get yourself a pip plan. Look them up. There's a million of them on Google. You could probably reach out in a chat group if you're in one and say, hey, does anybody have a pit plan? I'm sure somebody will drop one in there. Pit plans are so normal in Forex, everybody has or has seen one. So you can simply get on the internet in your chat groups, say, hey, I need a pit plan. Find some type of plan to follow or create one for yourself. Create yourself a daily pit plan that doesn't involve much, but it's about consistent account growth. And as long as you can come in and attack with your same strategies every day and get your high percentages, then you'll be fine. I built my first $10,000 account off the London breakout alone. I was not that great of a trader, but I knew something that worked. So I'm like, okay, until I get my other skills and my other strategies down, let me use what works and attack at that time only, because I know that it's a high percentage of it complete. So again, I talked about this in my other video, LBZ, 85% strategy. So if you take that on a monthly basis, that's four for 5 on a week, 16 for 20 on a month. One of those weeks I'll probably go 5 for 5. So now that's 17 out of 20. If you do that for 3 months straight, that only, you don't think you'll see account growth? Same thing here. You cut out all the opportunity for you to even, when you take away all those pairs, you only need to have on your trading screen the three pairs that you're gonna trade. So if it's GBP, USD, and GBP, JPY, and gold on your MetaTrader, you should only have those 3 pairs. Because Forex is impulsive. If you even see another pair, you might just tap it and say, let me see what's on this pair. And if you think you see something, you're going to make an impulsive move, and it might be wrong because you have no idea how that pair works. You just thought you saw something. So even if you're taking signals from some type of signal group, take the signal from that group, and then after it's done, remove it. Because you can take signals from other trading sessions. Let me say that. If you're going to take signals from other trading sessions, cool. But if we're talking about coming up with your trading strategy, how you're going to do things, you only need to focus on one session and when you're actively moving off your knowledge. If you're leveraging someone else's knowledge in the signals group, then okay, you're trusting that person. You got to trust their knowledge too. You're trusting that person's knowledge to say, okay, I can put this trade in during this session and I think I'm going to get a good result. But as far as you do not need to be trading outside of the session that we decided on the beginning of this video is best for you. All right, so you pause this video, you got your sessions, you paused it again, then we got your 2 pairs with the go with gold, and we paused it again, and you talked about thinking about strategies. So if you didn't, pause the video now and try to go type in YouTube the pair that you think you want to choose, or the pair that you've chosen, and type in that in YouTube and type in strategy, just so you can see what I'm saying, and then you can come back to this video. You can go see what I'm saying about all these strategies will pop up. So go over to YouTube right now, pause this video, type in whatever pair you chose, then put the word strategy behind it, and see what I mean about all the videos coming up. And then you just have to take your time and put the work in. Put the work in. Find the strategies that work for you. Find the timing that works for you. Most importantly, find the session. That's where it all starts. You see what I'm saying? So pause this video right quick. Okay. You paused it. You came back. Boom. Got you. So we have just put together trading psychology. You just came back from YouTube, seeing that there are plenty access to a million different strategies. All you got to do is find one that works for each pair and then attack it and go. This is more important than anything you will ever learn in Forex. Your psychology. If you cannot complete this process and simplify what is already a hard task, you will not have the success that you want to have in foreign currency trading. It took me a long time to become successful in foreign currency trading. I did not become successful in trading until I found myself some psychology. I knocked out all the clutter, knocked out all the fluff. I made what was already hard easier. I broke it down and I attacked points and made it easier. These are the points that I attacked. I said, okay, I need to pick a session. Okay, I need to pick 2 pairs and only worry about how those pairs work and start getting a pattern of those and watching those every day as opposed to watching them once a week. Because when you first start in Forex, 9 times out of 10, you're only watching these pairs once a week because you're on all the pairs. Half of you watching this video, probably 85% of y'all watching this video, if I go to y'all's MetaTrader right now and go to your quotes page, it's probably a zillion pairs there. It's probably so many pairs, it's probably hard to find the pair that you want. We got to change that, okay? So remove the clutter, okay? Remove the clutter. After this video, you are to do nothing different for the next 6 months. If you do anything different, now that you watched this video, you decided, okay, this is the way that I think that I'm going to attack this. If you do anything different, then you just don't want to succeed because you have to pick a way to do things and then follow it. Even with Forex in general, when people that say that they're not having success, that the success that they want in Forex, and they think they might quit, I'm like, okay, you just gonna go to another area and have the same problems, or go to another area after that and have the same problems. And by the time you got to the 7th, 8th area that you quit and gave up on, you be like, dang, if I would have just stuck with the first one, I'd be so much further right now. Because no matter what form of investing or no matter what form of entrepreneurship or whatever journey you embark on, you have to do and go through the process. That's in anything. You have to do and go through the process. And if you're not willing to do that, you're always going to find yourself starting over. You can't, if you think you just going to go to real estate, right, you can leave Forex right now today. You think you're going to go to real estate and be a star, go to selling bundles and be a star. No, you have to put in the work, you have to make your mistakes, and you have to go through the losses to get to the wins. So just stick to one thing, dedicate yourself, come up with a plan, and then execute the plan. This is a way to help you execute the plan that we are working on in the foreign currency trading world or in the Forex world. All right. So again, one last time, trading psychology. Trading is already hard. Don't what? Don't make it harder. All right. Remove the clutter. All right. So how do we remove the clutter? Rule number 1, pick a session, stick with that session for the next 6 months. Rule number 2, pick 2 pairs in gold. Stay with those 2 pairs in gold for the next 6 months. You are now focusing in. Because again, this shouldn't be a long time for you to focus on one thing. 3, find 2 strategies. Stick with those strategies. 3 at the most. Find those strategies, stick with those strategies for the next 6 months. Again, if you can go work a 9 to 5 and do multiple jobs for $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour, and you can go do that for 6 months for a possible $2 raise, then you can come do this for 6 months, come to work and do one thing for 6 months, and possibly be netting yourself $1,000 a day from then on. After that 6 months, if you just come to work and do these couple things. All right. So again, step 3, find strategies. Step 4, find a plan. Find a pit plan. All of my students, we have a screensaver that says I can get I can make $1,000 a day in 30 days if I just get 10 pips a day. I have a screensaver for all my students because it breaks down a pit plan and it takes away their anxiety. They made it their screensaver. So the first thing they do when they open their phone, they see before they even get on the charts, okay, I can be making $1,000 a day in 3 months off if all I do is get 10 pips a day. So it takes away their anxiety. They already know now I don't have to jump on the charts and find an inordinate amount of pips. All I got to do is use my strategies to get me my daily goal and I'm done. And then what that screensaver also does is it makes them feel stupid if they go outside of the plan and then they lose, then they close their phone and they gotta see, damn, I would have been fine if I would have just stuck to my plan. Now I've set myself back from my goal of $1,000 a day. Okay, so that's another psychology tactic that I use, release the anxiety. I know before I get on the charts because I opened my phone and I saw a sign that said, I just need 10 pips today or 20 pips, whatever your goal is. Make it visible so you release that anxiety. You know you have a plan, okay? My grandfather used to always tell me, failure to plan is planning to fail. And it couldn't be more true. If you do not come up with a trading plan, you will fail at trading. Plan to fail at trading. If you do not come up with a trading plan to fail at trading. Okay? I'm gonna just be real. Alright, so this was my lesson on trading psychology. I hope it was helpful. I hope that you can take this information, apply it, and see the results that you want. I feel that this is a very, productive and efficient way to attack Forex and get the results that you're looking for. Alright, I'm Trill, FX Trader. Find me on Instagram, find me on YouTube, whatever. Hope this helps. Reach out to me if you need anything. Peace.